Are you an actor? Are you a writer? Are you a cameraman or a photographer? Are you a boxer or tennis player or badminton player or swimmer or wrestler or any sportsman? You don't have an express entry profile. You don't have enough CRS points. You don't have a job. You don't work in a company, but you still want to come to Canada. Do you think you can? Yes, you can because you are self-employed. So watch this video. Hey everyone, I'm Jake. Welcome to our channel. In today's video, I will be talking about self-employed immigration plan for Canada. Now, this plan is extremely relevant and important for all of you who don't have a job and you're working for yourself. You are your own boss. I've received a lot of inquiries and comments about people who are self-employed but they want to come to Canada and work here. So this plan is for you. Now, to qualify under this program, you must have relevant work experience in cultural or athletic activities, and you must be able and willing to contribute to Canada's athletic and cultural life. When I say cultural activity, it includes all of you guys, the musicians, filmmakers, producers, directors, cameramen, assistant in technical jobs like you could be a technician in filmmaking like editor or fashion designer, graphic designer, VFX specialist, anything that is related to the creative field or the production side of filmmaking. That's what technicians are. And cultural activities also include all the other artists like sculptors or painters or writers. So basically, all of you with the creative abilities comes under cultural activities. And when I say athletic activities, it includes all the sportsmen, whether you're a boxer, you're a tennis player, table tennis, badminton, swimmer, wrestler. I mean, you name it. It is for all those people who are in athletics. And athletic activities also mean that even if you're a coach or you're a trainer, you could be a fitness trainer, a gym trainer, or a volleyball coach, football coach, boxing coach. All of you are eligible under this category. Now, of course, just like any other immigration program, even this program has certain eligibility criteria which you must meet. So we will talk about those eligibility criteria and discuss them in detail one by one. So the four main points for the eligibility criteria for self-employed immigration plan are: number one, relevant work experience. Number two, meet the program selection criteria. Number three, be willing and able to be self-employed in Canada. Number four, meet medical, security and other relevant conditions for the program. So these are the four main points. Now let's talk about them in detail one by one. Starting with number one, relevant work experience. Now, when we talk about relevant work experience, your work experience to be relevant means you must have been self-employed in cultural activities or athletic activities, or you must have taken part in cultural or athletic activities at a world-class level. Now, when I say self-employed, it means obviously professionally self-employed, which means that you have been earning your livelihood by being self-employed as either in athletics or in cultural activities. Also, relevant experience in terms of self-employed means at minimum 2 years of work experience either in cultural activities or in athletics. Also, your 2 years of work experience must be in the last 5 years from the date you file your application all the way till your visa is granted. It goes without saying that the more experience you have, the more points you will get. Alright, now let's break down this 2 years minimum work experience in cultural activities. It includes either 2 1 year period of self-employed in cultural activities or 2 1 year period of participating at a world-class level in cultural activities. Or it could be a combination of both, that is 1 year period of being self-employed in cultural activities and 1 year of participating at a world-class level in cultural activities. Now, in terms of athletics also, it includes the same criteria, either a 2 1 year period of being self-employed as athletics or 2 1 year period of participation in world-class level in athletics or a combination of both. That is 1 year self-employed in athletics or 1 year participation at a world-class level in athletics. Alright, so that was our relevant work experience. Now let's talk about the second crucial point, and that is the selection criteria for this immigration plan. Alright, so in the selection criteria, your application will be assessed on the basis of four main points, that is your experience, age, education, language abilities, and adaptability. Based on all these four factors, you have to score points. Maximum that you can score is 100 and minimum that you need to score is 35. Now I'll explain it to you how you are given the points based on these four factors, starting with number one. So as per the selection criteria, you will be given points on education, maximum point 25, experience 35, age 10, ability in English or French at 24, and adaptability 6. So that makes total 100 points. Now let's break it down one by one, starting with number one, points that you can get for education. So you get 25 points if you have a master's degree or PhD or at least 17 years of full-time study equivalent study. Then you get 22 points if you have 2 or more university degrees at the bachelor's level. Then you get 22 points if you have a 3-year diploma, trade certificate or apprenticeship and at least 15 years of full-time or full-time equivalent study. Then you get 20 points if you have a university degree of 2 years or more at the bachelor's level. Then again you get 20 points for if you have a 2-year diploma, trade certificate or apprenticeship. You get 15 points if you have a 1-year university degree at the bachelor's level. You get 15 points if you have a 1-year diploma, trade certificate or apprenticeship and at least 13 years of full-time or equivalent study. Then you get 12 points if you have a 1-year diploma, trade certificate or apprenticeship and at least 12 years of full-time study. Then you get only 5 points if you have completed high school. So as you can see, points keeps reducing as per your educational qualification. Now let's move on to the next point, the points that you get for your work experience. So for 2 years you get 20 points, 3 years you get 25 points, 4 years you get 30 points and for 5 years you get 35 points, which is fair enough. More experience, more points. Now moving on to the next criteria, the point that you can get for your age. For 16 years or under you can't apply. 17 years you get 2 points, 18 years you get 4 points, 19 years you get 6 points and 20 years you get 8 points. Now this is an important point here. When you're in the age group of 21 to 49 you get maximum point, that is 10. So that's why I said even people who are above 40 can look at applying for this. Okay, now moving on to the points for language. Now this is slightly technical as there is no criteria given as in CLB what band they need, but they have classified it in a different way. I'll just show it to you. So what they have said is that you get points for speaking, listening, reading, writing, and you will be assessed on the basis of your communication, whether it is on the high level or moderate level and basic level. In the basic level you don't qualify for this plan. Okay, now let's move on to the points for adaptability. So maximum point that you can get for adaptability are 6 points. So what does adaptability means? It means that you get 3 to 5 points for the education of your spouse or your common law partner. Now 3 to 5 points depends on secondary school, you get 0 point. A 1-year diploma, trade certificate, apprenticeship or university degree, you get 3 points. And then a 2 or 3-year diploma, trade certificate, apprenticeship or university degree, you get 4 points. And of course master's or PhD degree, you get 5 points. So if you have spouse or common law partner, they can fairly increase your chances of selection in this. Then if there is any previous work in Canada, your spouse or accompanying spouse or common law partner has completed minimum of 1 year of full-time work on a work permit, you get 5 points. If they have a study which they have done in Canada, then you get 5 points. You can read it on the screen. Then in adaptability factor, another important point is that if you or your common law partner or your spouse have relatives in Canada, parent, grandparent, child, grandchild, child of a parent, sibling, child of a grandparent, aunt, nephew, niece. It's a big list, and they are residing in Canada or they are as permanent resident or Canadian citizen. You get 5 more points. So that was the main selection criteria to score points. That's how you can score point based on these four different factors. For this program, you can just simply apply online. Now, what is the application process and what are the basic document checklists? I'll just show it to you, and even I will share all the links in the description so you can go online on those links and read it in detail. So I'm sharing this link in the description. You can click on this and just go through what I'm showing you on screen right now. So in order to apply, first what you have to do is you need to get the application package. So what is there in the application package? When you click on this option here, this page will open and it will give you your application package. So here you can see the application package include document checklist, your generic application forms. When you click on this document checklist here, I clicked on it just now, it will say do you want to download PDF? You say yes, you download this PDF, and here the entire checklist opens in front of you. So what all is there, you can see everything that you need, all the documents like any jobs, periods of employment, study, vacation, all the documents related to that, and it even shows you where you need to submit the original, where you need to submit the copies, and like proof of education, everything, all the document requirements, your IELTS language test and all that, adaptability like proof of for your spouse or common law partners earned educational credential. And here you can see it says just submit the copies. So the entire checklist, you can go through it in the PDF, will be there. So just now you saw, once you get your application package, when you download that PDF, it will give you all the instruction how you need to fill your application form, how you need to pay your fees. Every detail will be given in that. You don't have to depend on anybody to apply for this visa. Alright, so we discussed about how to apply for this. Then there are other formalities which you have to fulfill, like getting police clearance certificates and medical certificate. Even for getting medical certificate, I'll just show you the link which you have to click, and in that you can easily find out the designated medical centers from where you need to get your testing done. Now, after you apply, if one thing you have to be careful about is that if there are any changes in your family, whether you're getting married or if you're married, I don't want to say it, but if somebody is getting divorced, then all those details also need to be updated in your application form. The government of Canada need to be notified about any changes, whether there is any death in the family or anything, or a birth of a new child. Everything needs to be notified. Now let me tell you what is the fees and what is the time limit when you will get this visa. The fees for this plan is 1540 Canadian dollars, and the maximum time in which you will get this visa is 22 months. It could be sooner because it all depends on how good and complete your documents are and how responsive you are to any queries or question asked by the government of Canada. Now, once you receive your visa, that good news, after you arrive on the airport, there are certain formalities which you need to do and certain documents which you need to carry with you. I'm providing you here on the screen the screenshot. Just check the list, what all documents you need to carry. And in terms of sufficient funds, I think there is a new rule where you have to carry a proof of funds with you. So here on the screen, what all you can carry with you. Alright guys, so that was all about the self-employed immigration plan for Canada. So all of you who have been asking me a lot, especially guys from the creative field like the videographers, cinematographer, directors, producers, actors, musicians, all of you now have a golden chance through this program to come to Canada. So all the best, and I'll see you next time. Bye.